Basically just that on repeat. It's really fun though. It's funky.
Hi, welcome to MJT Reviews. It's me, Mitchell James, and I'm here with Stuart Wilders from ESC Fan TV. Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Mitchell. Thanks for having me on.
Always a pleasure. So we're talking about Spain. La Venda, Miki. What did you think of La Venda?
Oh, it's so typically Spanish, isn't it? It's everything you'd imagine from one big fiesta somewhere in the south of Spain, cocktails in hand, sun hitting you from another angle. I love this. I really do. It's exactly the kind of dance song from Spain that if you said go and sing me something Spanish and dancey, this is what most people would come up with. It's a bit sort of stereotypical in some ways, but look, listen, the fans love it. The Spanish people love it. It's going to certainly start the party in Tel Aviv, and I would be too surprised if this does really well.
Yeah, out of the national selection, what did you have this as a ranking?
I had this in about second or third, but only because I was a favourite of Muérdeme. Yes, that was one of the fan favourites to win. In fact, I think it was the better favourite leading up to the final. And then sadly, the singer decided that she didn't want to go to Eurovision. So the fans were swayed towards another choice, and this was one of the two better choices. And yeah, I think it'll do well for Spain. Good choice.
Do you think that, that's a lead-up question, do you think some artists only join national selections for domestic exposure over wanting to do? I know the winner of San Marino this year, Mahmoud, wasn't completely unsure if Eurovision was the right fit because he didn't realise how big it was. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it is certainly offers some good exposure locally. And some of these national finals are real music competitions in their own right. San Marino has been running in Italy for years and years and years. It's not related to Eurovision at all. Same way as the Festival Ekengis in Albania is exactly the same. It's not run as a Eurovision national final. It's run as a music competition, and so the winning song, winning act, is presented with a contract to go to Eurovision for their country. So in some cases, it's just not for them. Should they be excluded from taking part? No, because you can always pick the second or third act if you choose to the broadcaster, which inevitably does happen.
And so for La Venda, we've said that Friend of a Friend of a Friend of a Friend, as you like to say, will be a party song at Eurovision. Do you think people get excited when La Venda comes on?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'll be dancing to it at the venue for sure. And this is going to certainly start the party. If you're not already tapping your feet, you will be to this one.
All right, great. I'm here with Lam from Vietnam, and he is here about to react and review Spain.
Okay.
La Venda. So check it out.
All right, so are we good?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, go.
Here's what I really think of Spain. Parts of the chorus, I don't think many people could sing a cover very well of this song. It actually takes a lot of...
Okay, we're done. Yeah, very, very nice song. And I like this song. I think it's very, very Spanish. In my opinion, this is what Eurovision contestants should do. They should bring, they should represent something typical from the country through their songs. And I think this song is very Spanish, so people can actually feel the Spanish elements in this song. So if all the contestants, they can bring, the typical musical elements of their country into their song to bring on the stage and show that to the world, that could be great. So I think that could be the true spirit of this competition. Yeah, well, the song is very nice. I can feel these summer vibes, and also it makes me feel like it could be great if, you know, a country use this song to as a song for the World Cup, like the soccer cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I really feel like, you know, every World Cup we can listen to songs like these. Very upbeat. Yeah, you know, it makes people excited. So yeah, like this song.
Is it going to be the new cup of life? Maybe.
Yeah. Like, you know, I think that the song from, I think they played it in France in 1998. Quite similar.
The Ricky Martin song.
Yeah, Ricky Martin.
Yeah, I just remember that song as a World Cup song. And I know Shakira was Waka Waka or something.
Yeah, Shakira, that was legend.
So if I get this straight, you're looking for cultural elements in a successful Eurovision song, are you?
Yeah, I think so. I think I mentioned this in our first reaction video, that a song that, you know, brings some universal values could be the winner. But I mean, like, how they can, you know, employ the cultural elements and the universal values into one song that can make it great. And also, I mean, the universal value should be like how to say, a background for the cultural elements. I still believe that the cultural elements is still more important. That's why they call it Eurovision songs, you know, for Europeans who have different countries. And, you know, sometimes people might think that, you know, all European countries are pretty much the same. But I don't think so. You know, each country has, you know, its own special elements. So, yeah, why don't we bring that into the songs and make it more special and present it to the world? So I think this song, it has done that successfully.
And you like the actual song? You like how it's performed and written, you think?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, pretty much. Can't wait to see its perform on stage. If he brings all the, you know, dancing crew onto the stage, that could be great. It could be a fascinating performance.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much, Lamb. I'm here with Elysse Turner, Australian composer and
Hey, what's been happening?
yeah, not much. Over the week, you've mulled over some songs, and we'll start with Spain, La Venda by Miki.
Yes. Okay, so before I get into the musical analysis, I know I usually like to start with that. I just want to point out that this band, or this group, this entry, so far has reminded me most of the band that I mentioned in your introduction video for me, which is Hot Potato Band. So that was fun. But yeah, with that in mind, we're going to look at the musical analysis. So we have a male singer, so another guy at the front of this one, and one language, not English. So that's kind of cool. Our vocal range is B flat 3 to A flat 4, and I can actually, I've got a keyboard in front of me today, so let's see if I can do that.
Ooh, moving up in production.
It's a really short range. That's why I was like, wait, that seems wrong. So we got a vocal range of B flat 3 to A flat 4, and our key is E flat major, which is cool. It's another major key. I think mostly the ones we've been looking at have been minor so far, so it's nice to have a major one in the mix. Our time signature is 4/4 at 148 beats per minute. That is fast. I'm pretty sure that's the fastest one we've looked at, just glancing down.
So.
Yep, so far, the fastest one we've looked at. And that is, I got some fancy terminology for you this week, Mitch. That's vivace. I don't remember what vivace means, but I'm pretty sure it's fast, and I'm going to do a quick translate. Vivace music term. I didn't like my it was coming up with brand names. Vivace means faster than allegro and lower than presto. That's a terrible definition. It's about 140 beats per minute is what it means according to this nice little website, Thought Co. But basically just fast, lively, quick. So yeah, we have a really fast song here. It's upbeat, and you can really tell it bleeds through in the music. Our chords are, we have 4 chords. They are chord 1, which I'll play. We have chord 4, which is this one. We have chord 5, which is this one. Yep, sorry, I wasn't sure that was going to be the right chord. And then chord 6. So that's 3 major chords and 1 minor chord. That's cool. I like this. I think I'm going to keep that. I like being able to hear the chords.
I like it too.
Yeah. No prep required in these videos. We'll just make it up on the spot, right? And then our instruments are pretty fun. This is the also quite a different varied set of instruments compared to the other songs we've looked at so far. So we have our classic vocals. We have some female backing vocals. And then we've got, of course, the drums, some tambourine, Spanish guitar again, so that's coming back with an appearance. It makes sense that it's for the Spain entry again this time, rather than the entry it was in last time, which I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But, you know, that's 2 Spanish guitar appearances.
Italy, wasn't it?
Which one?
Soldi, Italy.
Oh, yeah, that was it. But it's cool. It's getting featured in both videos. That's both songs. That's cool. But then we got some really cool stuff.
Maybe they can steal each other's vinyl guitars.
Maybe. Maybe they just share. They got a country-like treaty. We'll lend you our guitar. You know, you'll lend us one next year. But then the instruments that come next are what gives it the vibe that reminds me of Hot Potato Band. So we have a saxophone. It's not featured in the video, but we'll get to that. And that's got some little licks throughout. It's just like little filler bits. And that's really cool. I quite like that. And then we've got a trumpet and a trombone. And so that's that big brassy big band sound, which I'm loving. We've also got a bass guitar and some synth keys. So you've got some like piano-y stuff happening, but it's synthesized piano rather than like an actual piano or a keyboard or something like that. So those are our instruments. In terms of song structure, we have our intro for 6 bars. We have verse 1 for 17. So a bit different, a little bit longer than 16, but, you know, 1 to sort of like lead into the next one. It's just got 1 bar of like instruments before it goes into the chorus. And the chorus is 18 bars long. Verse 2 is also 17. The next chorus is 16. The bridge is 18. And then our final chorus is 18. And so the reason that we've got 2 choruses at 18 and 1 at 16 is because you've got 2 bars of buffer music, I guess. Just, you know, giving it a little breather before it moves in. Because a lot of these Eurovision songs, they're very vocal heavy, and so not all of them get the time to have a break before they move into the next section. So that's why you've got those spaces, those extra bars, which make it seem a bit odd, but it sounds good and you don't notice it when you're listening to it. So yeah, that is our form. Do you have any questions before I continue? No? Okay, cool. Nice, clear as mud. We're good to go on. So yeah, my overall impression of this song was that it was fun. Hot potato vibes everywhere. And like, I just want to get up and dance. That is the sort of scene of this song. Very New Orleans big band sort of style vibe going on. I mean, it probably wasn't originated there, but that's sort of the vibe that I'm being reminded of. So that's pretty cool. And I was actually listening to this at work on Friday night. I stock shelves on night fills, and listening to this in my earphones, you know, working by myself, putting stuff on the shelves, and I noticed I caught myself sort of grooving to this song. So that was pretty exciting because I did get to dance to it, and, you know, everyone else was like, you're weird watching me stock shelves. I'm grooving to stuff. They're like, what are you listening to? I'm like, Eurovision. And they're like, okay. That was it. That was the conversation. Yeah. Okay. So what did I think of the video? I noticed that they've added like footsteps to the start of the video. I thought that was kind of cool. When I was listening to it in my headphones, I thought that was like really quite loud, but it worked nicely. Whereas when I was listening to it without headphones, I didn't notice it as much. But, you know, maybe it's just my headphones. I thought it was cool to have that walking at the start. It kind of like led into the story of the video. But there was a lot of arrogance. I felt there was a lot of arrogance in this video as they're like plastering everything with graffiti and like posters, and it's like, it's a fun song and it's a fun video, but I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, you seem so disrespectful about the property around you. And so that's like, that was my first sort of like impression, but it still looks fun. You've got some parkour happening, you've got some rollerblading happening, dancing in the streets, you got your trumpet player and your slide trombone player playing in the streets behind the dancers. You've got a little bit of a clip of a bass guitarist in there as well, but only for like 2 seconds. She's not that important, clearly. Everyone wants to see the dancing trumpets, the dancing trombone, and the dancers. And that's sort of what your video is. It's a big sort of street party with vandals included. But it worked. And I thought that the vandal thing also translated in the message of the song. So as you know, I like to translate my foreign language ones. And like, I thought that the idea of the message was kind of cool. It was being able to do whatever, showing that you can remove La Venda, or the blindfold, and to do whatever you want. And so I thought that was cool, but like, there were a couple of lines which I'm just like, you sound arrogant, and it's the same thing as the posters. It's like his attitude was like, let me read my messy writing. You pray to yourself, like, and I'm just like, gee, how full of yourself do you have to be praying to yourself? That was, my thoughts there. And you ignore the rules, and just like a couple of lines along those vibes. It's like, oh yeah, so because you like to party in the streets, you can ignore the rules and be top shit. That was like the sort of vibe I got.
Maybe
but
he's
otherwise...
like the Logan Paul of Spain or something.
Sorry?
Maybe he's the Logan Paul of Spain.
Yeah, maybe. But like, I didn't mind the idea behind the message. It was just a couple of things that made it seem a bit arrogant. But overall, like, I love the song. It was a great song. It was a great party. And I'm excited to see how this one goes. I think it's, I want to say my top 10, but like, there's a lot of songs this week that I want to say in my top 10. And if I'm not careful, my top 10 is going to fill up real quick. So top half, I reckon.
That's why we'll do a ranking, because then we'll see exactly where it fits.
Yeah, you'll look back and be like, Elysse, it was last. What did you say that for?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Let's be real. Slovenia's last. This one is not.
Oh, Slovenia.
I'm sorry.
Unsubscribe.
Well, Slovenians are just going to hate you. They're going to be like, that chick, why'd you get her on? We don't want her back.
My Slovenia video had 16 dislikes and no likes. So
well, I don't think you liked them either. They're just like, why are you telling us that you don't like us? We only want to hear the good things.
But do you think that La Venda would actually be played in a real street party? You could see it actually happening on a block?
See, I reckon it could be something that would happen in a festival sort of setting. If you had like a big do happening around, you could have that sort of moving band going through the streets and playing that song as you went. So I think there's definitely potential. Whether or not they'd bother to hire this guy to do it, I think he'd be a very expensive performer to have on your street party. Whether it's like a big countrywide thing or other, I don't know if they'd bother. But, I could also see cover bands doing this. I think it's got that potential. It's got that, I don't know, it's just got that dance vibe, and that's what you want at a street party. You want people to get up and you want people to dance. And so I think there's lots of potential. Yeah.
Awesome. Any other final points with this song at all?
No, but you should. If you guys aren't dancing to this song, if you aren't feeling that need or that urge to, rock out a bit, then I think you are listening to music wrong, and you should reassess your life choices.
Well, that was a really very great review from Elysse. And until next time, it's goodbye from Oranges Are Pink.
Yep. See ya.
Bonsoir Europe. Goodbye.